This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
Hello Australia, episode 502 of The Couch coming your way. We have got an amazingly big show. Check out who's on the show today. On the show today, Master Steve Collins from Radio Roaming talks Japan. Can't wait for that. Anika Karu talks to a great guy about Bully Free Foundation. Later on, Alix Jordan talks about the Olivia Newton-John Tribute Show. And we go to see the Groat Street Festival with Cara Walker. Later on, we talk to the wonderful kids at WASTV, West Australian Student TV. And we've got some humane comedy from the film festival in Fremantle. We're talking to Greg Coffey. Can't wait for that as well, raising good money as well for charity. Big show. Also, Jennifer Gillson's here with Nikki from FIFO Families. We've got an amazingly big show, so I better stop talking. 5:02 starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can watch it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with friends and the best in town. Oh, it's showtime on the couch.
This fantastic performer performing our opening song is an amazing guy. He's been injured, he's been quite ill, he's been in a coma, and now he's recovered and he's back singing the things he loves to do. He's opening the show today. His name is Sacha Tostevin, and today he's singing a beautiful song called Let's Get Rocked. Let's open the show with Sacha.
Do you want to get rocked? Let's get rocked. I'm your average, ordinary, everyday kid. I happen to do nothing. In fact, that's what I did. I got a million ways to make my day, but Daddy don't agree. 'Cause when I try to get away, he says, you got plans for me. Get your butt right out of bed. Stop bugging me. Get up and rest your sleepy head. Don't shake my tree. He said, mow the lawn. Who, me? Take out the trash. Hey, take out the trash? No way. Tidy your room. Come on, get real. I'm sorry, Dad, gotta disappear. Let's get the rock out of here. 7-day weekend. Up all night. In out the deep end. Hang on tight. Won't take a minute. Won't take long. Get on in it. Come on, come on, come on. Let's get rocked. Let's get rocked. Let's go all the way. Let's do it night and day. Come on, let's get rocked. I'm your average, ordinary, everyday dude. I'm driving with my baby to get her in the mood. She's dialing with my radio. I'm ready to make my move. But what she got ain't rock and roll, and it really blew my groove. So Chopin, Mozart, Beethoven. Why it makes me wanna scream. Tchaikovsky violin. Turn it off, that ain't my scene. Well, I'm sorry, girl, here's my confession. Suppose rock's out of the question. 7-day weekend, up all night, in at the deep end, hang on tight. Won't take a minute, won't take long, so get on with it. Come on, come on, come on. Let's get rocked. Let's get rocked. Every time I'm all alone, I get stuck inside my room. Heaven knows I'm sick and tired of dancing with this broom. I'm feeling lucky today. Hey, look at that, man. Do you want to get rocked? Do you want to get rocked? It won't take you a minute. It won't take that long. Come on, get with it. Come on, come on, come on, everybody. Let's get wrong. A little bit louder. Let's get wrong. Do you wanna? Right on top of it. Love to rock your body, baby. Let's get wrong. Let's go out and play. Rock the night away. Let's go out and play. Rock the night away. Come on, let's get rocked. Do you want to get rocked?
Let's get rocked. Let's get rocked. That is, of course, Sacha. Let me get it right because I know Sacha. Wait, I'll get it right. It's Tostevin. And let's get rocked. And we'll have him at the end of the show. Thank you very much. You can go now. That's right. That's good there. Go. Okay. Someone that's not going but got rocked through all of that is Steve Collins from
Well, I was
Radio.
rocked by an earthquake when I was in Japan, so I know how he's feeling.
Well, yes. I was going to say, I thought you were going to crack a joke.
Through it. I didn't know about it until my wife
didn't say
Facebooked me and said, "How was that earthquake last night?" I said, "What earthquake?"
Oh, that's just normal when I walk.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Well, you know, I can imagine Japan would be an amazing place when there's an earthquake. You still want to stay there. And
Well,
they've
it is.
had
It's
some
very
big
safe.
earthquakes too in the last
They have,
few years.
yeah. So that the big damage with the Fukushima one was that it wasn't the earthquake because they recovered from that pretty quick because everything's built for it, but it was the tsunami that followed it, which
That's
they
it. I
have
saw that.
no controls for. But yeah, I've got a mate that lives there, and he says that it's really indiscriminate earthquakes. Yeah, you might get a bit of damage on one side of the street and none on the other, so you can't.
You've
predict
only
them.
just recently come back from Japan.
Yeah.
What has it recovered from the earthquakes and also the tsunami?
It's recovering. Of course, the big problem they have up in the Fukushima area is with the nuclear power station because that's still unstable. But apart from everything else, they're rebuilding everything and they're getting back to life.
Beautiful. What are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about Kyoto. Now, Kyoto was the ancient capital for well over 1,000 years. It's actually a beautiful city. It's a city of 1.5 million people, which in Japanese terms is quite
It's a lot.
small
Is it
because there's
a lot?
about 35 million in
35
Tokyo.
million.
In Tokyo.
Wow.
So, and the reason why I like that is because when you get a train or a bus, you can sit down, unlike in Tokyo, where you're like being on a sardine. So it's a great little city, but it being the capital, there are 17 UNESCO World Heritage Sites within the city itself, and yet it's quite a modern city as well. So they've managed to somehow to make the city really, really contemporary, but still preserve all that history and that tradition, and it is a fantastic destination.
What's there to do?
There's so much there to do because you've got, as I say, you've got these World Heritage Sites. You've got places like the Nijo Castle, which is probably the most perfect traditional castle left in Japan. And it's just wonderful. It's completely surrounded by a big moat and it's completely surrounded by a big
some
wall.
wonderful photos
That's
that you've
part of
taken.
Nijo Castle. That's
How
part of the
picturesque.
gardens
Now,
there.
you've taken these photos yourself, haven't you?
That's from the wall overlooking there, the buildings inside the castle. And there's 3 series of walls within inside, and there's some students. A lot of them wear traditional dress when they go and visit these places.
Very nice and loose for big people, isn't it?
It
Something
would
like
be
that
nice
suit
and
me.
loose, and that's at the ornate gateway as you go into the castle. And I took some close-ups of it, and the workmanship
Beautiful,
that
isn't it?
goes into that is just wonderful.
Are the people nice? Like for us Australians, do they love Australians? Do we have to speak Japanese or they speak English?
No, and the good thing about when you go to anywhere in Japan, but particularly like in Kyoto, I travel on local transport, got a great bus system, got a great train system. All the announcements and all the signs are in Japanese and English. Now, with the Japanese, it's a little bit complicated because they have 3 different alphabets. So when you see the destination sign, it comes up in the 3 different alphabets before you get the English one. So it's more complicated for the Japanese.
Did you find it easy for yourself? Did you find enough help around? Like, were they willing to help you? Are they tourist friendly?
Kyoto is a tourist town, really, so they are very used to it. In Kyoto, no problem. But I didn't really need help to get around. There you go.
Did you go on one of these?
No, I don't. No, I don't think I would fit under one of those. That's this great river that runs right through Kyoto. And further down, there's.
I have to tell you a funny story.
This is great. This is Kyoto railway station. I did fit on this.
Did you have to go up those stairs?
15 stories at the railway station, and most of it is.
Why do you do it, Steve?
Department store, and there's subways.
Oh, that looks good. Very
I
modern.
like that little building there. That's sort of like a traditional. That's on the way to Gillon. Gillon is where they have the traditional houses where you still go in there. And they're all wooden buildings.
Are they the ones with the white sort of windows with the
Some
sliding?
of them do. There we go.
Oh,
There's a geisha. This is where the geishas are. You can go there and have a tea ceremony. But you see, they're very, very small,
beautiful.
very narrow buildings.
Very
and the reason for
traditional.
that was to escape land taxes because they used to pay their land taxes on the size of the frontage. So they're only about 5 or 6 metres wide. But when you go in them, they go back about 20, 30 metres because all that was free, you see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just great. But it is. It's
like
still
that.
great shopping in Gillon.
Okay.
I went to Tokyo and the shopping I thought was
Was there anything that stood out, like something cheap?
Yeah, I got my wife and daughter some really, really nice handbags.
Okay.
Because I know they like handbags, you see. I mean, I obviously
quality?
know a lot about women, don't I? Shoes and handbags. I wouldn't ever
As long as
choose
you
their
come back
shoes.
with shoes and handbags.
No,
they're happy.
not their shoes. They'd be the wrong size. But handbags is different, and I know their taste.
Yep.
And the ones that I saw in Kyoto were just lovely. The
Amazing.
fabrics. And I'm not a handbag freak, but even I could tell that these are good quality. But of course, Japan is a cheap destination for us because they've gone through the GFC.
What can it cost us? How much does it cost?
Well,
to
you
fly
know
there?
what? When I was there, it was costing me an average of just $8.50 for a meal.
You
at
tight
a
ass.
Oh, that's what it was costing.
And you could eat enough?
Oh,
Look at this
yes.
place.
Now you would love this. This is Nishiki Market. This is 5
Oh, that does
blocks
look
of
nice.
market. There's over 100 stores there. The food is all freshly prepared. Oh, and I had
look
to
at
walk
that.
along this place several times because I like
Yeah,
eating.
but you don't want to miss
And,
anything.
and most of it is for consumption now. It's all ready to consume
Fresh.
now. But it's like, when you think of a market, you think of these dirty stores.
Yep.
Every shop there is beautiful.
Japan does
so
look very clean.
and so well presented. And it's just great. And it's for foodies. And the whole of the CBD, that's inside the CBD. Now, the CBD... It's based on feng shui, and it's based basically on the city of Xi'an
they position
in
everything.
China. Yeah, and so you've got these broad avenues which run east, west, north, south, several of those, and in between them they have these narrow sort of laneways which are very narrow. But what they've done is they have covered them so that you have this massive indoor market sort of place
Oh, I
where you
love
just
indoor
walk
markets.
down these streets
Air-conditioned
up
or
and down
not?
them. No, not the
Not the
they're
markets.
covered to
Oh,
protect
okay,
you
so
from the weather,
secure.
but they're not air conditioned. Because Kyoto is
quite cool.
subtropical.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
No.
No?
It can get quite hot.
Serious?
It can get a little bit cool in the winter because
Okay.
it's surrounded on 3 sides by mountains. It's a beautiful, great big valley, and it's just wonderful. Now, this is Ginkakuji. This is one of the
How beautiful is that
best
forest?
temples you could see. This was built in 1492. The gardens there are absolutely brilliant. But this is where all those things we represent Japan. That the tea ceremony was invented there. The No Drama Theatre was
Beautiful.
invented there. Ikebana flower arranging, and all the gardens, the templates for the best
Incredible.
gardens were all invented there. Beautiful place, Kyoto. You must go there.
Beautiful. Where can we get more information? What's your website?
You can go to radioroaming.com and read all about it.
Beautiful. I'm looking forward to your next segment. What are we talking about next time?
Oh, well, I
some
don't
more
know.
Japan
It
or
depends
not?
where I go. We can talk more Japan. I've been to a few places. I'm doing a bit of travelling coming up. I'm going over to Melbourne and Sydney. And
Beautiful,
places
some
like that.
Australian
We'll
stuff.
Talk about Australia, I think.
Thank you very much. That's
Pleasure.
Steve Collins, of course, with Radio Roaming, and another fantastic segment. Somebody else that needs to maybe go to Japan because she's into style is our very own Jennifer Gillson. Welcome back to the couch, Jennifer.
Thank you, Fred. I would love to go to Japan. Now, my guest today is Nicole Ashby, who is founder and director of FIFO Families, and her quest to bring her husband home has led her to an award-winning, successful business, which has also in the process helped thousands of families. Welcome to the couch, Nicole.
Thanks, Jen. It's great to be here.
And so why FIFO Families? What led you to create FIFO Families?
It's really two, I guess, big realisations. And the first one was that if I was struggling being a solo parent for 28 days at a time on my own with 3 kids who were 4 and under, then it had to be a problem for other people. And my background is in social welfare and teaching and management. And I've got skills and education that will help me through. I know when my mental health is being compromised. And I could recognise when I was under severe pressure. And I knew the resources I could tap into. But I thought, what about families that are maybe on a 4-week on, 1 week off roster, because my husband was 4 weeks on, 4 weeks off. So what about if you're on a 4-and-1 or a 2-and-1? How are these families coping if they don't have the skills and the resources that I have? So that was the first realisation that I had to do something about it. And just also realising that when you're living the fly-in, fly-out lifestyle, it makes such a difference if you're connected with other people that live the lifestyle, because you've got instant understanding and acceptance of the lifestyle.
So what skills and resources within that realisation, or those two realisations, did you feel that were lacking in that FIFO lifestyle?
2 main ones. There was no induction or introduction into the lifestyle. So when my husband Joe started working offshore on an oil rig in 2008, the only advice we had was, well, you know, you just do it, because a friend of ours was also a mum to young kids and her husband was on the same roster. And I said, how do you do it? How do you cope? And she said, well, you just do it. And that was all the information that we had. So I guess that was the first recognition that, you know, it was going to be challenging. And the other one was, just knowing that if you could connect with other people that live local to you, it's going to make the world of difference, because you can then create a safety net. And anyone that works fly-in, fly-out will tell you that if an emergency is going to happen at home with your kids or your partner or the house or the car, it's going to be when you're at work. Murphy's Law. It's never when you're at home. So having that safety net makes a difference.
So within that pressure cooker, which is what you're describing, and perhaps loneliness and lack of support, there was a need for external help and assistance. So like armed forces have that help and assistance.
Yes.
It is available to them.
Yes,
So you
absolutely.
thought, I will create my own help and assistance and support, because you know exactly what was lacking.
Yes.
So you decided you would create a business around that.
Yeah, definitely. And I thought if I can just connect families and get families living, or families connecting together first and helping each other out. And then it was, well, hang on, if these families are connected and they've got less stress and they're not transferring stress to the worker, then this is going to also influence the companies, the resource companies that are employing these workers. So that's when I started then partnering with the companies and going, hey, look, I can help you improve your retention and your productivity and your safety by linking that support back around the family unit at home.
Because I guess it goes back to that expression of happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, happy spouse, happy house. Yes.
Yes, along those lines as well.
Yeah,
and it's
definitely.
also, from some of the work that you've done as well, it's also supporting the FIFO worker that's actually out on site, because there are mental health issues and some have been in the news recently. So it's on both sides. It's the aspects of the family as well as the FIFO worker who's actually on site, who's feeling lonely and isolated from their family also.
Yeah, definitely. And we get testimonials from workers saying that it just means the world to me that I know that my family's got support at home when I'm stuck in the bush for weeks on end. And they know that, you know, if something is going to happen, that they've got community they can tap into that's localised, so they can get quick support. And that just means the worker can be at work and not have to focus or worry about what's happening at home. And that, it just, honestly, it really does make the world of difference.
So what would be 2 main resources that you can offer that are the most sought after?
I would say the connected community. So in the Perth metro area, right across Australia, we run local events. So we've got around 50 groups in every state and territory by ACT, where we connect families on a monthly basis. So I would say coming along to those, and then also coming to some of our workshops. Our workshops that we run, and we'll also be putting tips on YouTube very shortly, really give an understanding into the life and an understanding of what it's like to work FIFO, and then what it's like to be the FIFO partner at home, how to communicate effectively, how to stay connected to your kids no matter what age they're at or life cycle. They're probably the two biggest things.
So that sounds like a lot of support and assistance and organisations that you can direct people to if they need that help. So how can they become a member of FIFO Families?
Really easy. The easiest way is to go to our website, fifofamilies.com.au, and then also just checking out our Facebook page as well.
Okay, so they can just like you on Facebook also.
Yep, and they'll get a whole heap of information and updates through what we're doing.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I think it's a very much needed resource within the community, especially in WA, because we are such a big part and player of the FIFO lifestyle.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
And of course, you can get more information if you go to thecouch.com.au, or of course, you can go to Nicole's website, fifofamilies.com.au. And it is back to you, Fred. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jenny. Nice to see Jennifer Gillson back. She'll be back with some more segments coming up. But to take a really bad joke here, I'm going to say we need to fly out because we've run out of time. So we'll see you on the other side of this break on the couch. Well done. Thank you very much. You know what? I did actually see, I heard.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
Welcome back to the couch here on Aurora Television around Australia and Fox TV, of course Foxtel, and of course Sky TV in New Zealand. Thank you to our viewers on 502 episodes as well. Someone that's been with us for about 20 episodes is Ani K, our KidzBiz reporter. Hello, Ani K.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Nice to have you on this side of the studio today.
Yeah.
You have got a great interview guest today. He does a great job. Who is it?
Well, I have Oscar Yildiz. He is the CEO of Bully Zero. So, hi Oscar, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, so can you tell us a bit about Bully Zero?
Oh, look, we've been around for about just on a year and a half now. It took us probably 3 years to get where we are, but we were established as a result of the Prime Minister launching us last year in 2013 on the 16th of March, and we were set up as a result of a whole lot of families that were impacted by bullying, and we thought we would address some of the issues that we felt that other charities and other organisations weren't. So we've been around pretty much for a year and a half now.
So what is bullying?
Bullying, well, it's look, I think bullying means a number of things to a number of people, but let me just say the definition of bullying is something that makes someone feel oppressed, traumatised or humiliated, and people can bully someone else through verbal, physical, electronic bullying, which is obviously cyberbullying, and even covert or what we sometimes call indirect and psychological bullying. So bullying takes many forms, but in Australia in particular, verbal bullying and cyberbullying seems to be, the form of bullying that we're finding that's affecting most Australians.
So how can you tell if a friend or someone close to you is being bullied?
Oh, look, there are very obvious symptoms. I mean, if someone's feeling bullied, what they'll often do is they'll talk to their closest friend. They won't talk to their parents or their teachers. But bullying doesn't just happen at school, of course. It happens in the workplace as well. If someone's feeling, let's say, that they're showing clear signs that they're not engaging the normal way that they would, is a sign that someone's probably feeling those symptoms. At school, it could be someone who's not playing with other friends that they normally would play with. It's someone who's maybe doing too much of something or maybe too less of something, and they're often signs. And parents, in particular at home, need to look for signs where children are spending too much time in their bedroom, not engaging with the family or engaging with their siblings. It depends on the form of bullying. If it's cyberbullying, then we find that youngsters will spend a lot of time on social media and then not touch it for a couple of days or even weeks. There are some that will obviously take action by responding, and that would be a clear sign that there's something wrong. And if someone does respond to physical bullying, obviously the signs are there, but it's it's the indirect bullying or the covert bullying or the emotional, psychological bullying that is not obvious. And parents, I guess, need to be talking to their children. And even at work, if someone's being bullied at work, we would suggest that the employee talk to someone else, and often they do.
So how can we stop bullying from happening when it's already started?
Well, look, if someone's being bullied right now, and they do need help, and they do sort of approach a friend or someone who's got the ability to respond and deal with it, I guess there are many things you can do to stop it, and that is firstly to tell the person who's causing the humiliation or the form of bullying to stop. So to be assertive enough to say, hey, I don't tolerate this. I don't, I really don't. I totally don't condone this, and I want you to stop. And so the direct approach of asking the bully to stop is often the first major response, and then from there, I guess having a third party, someone else as a bystander or an upstander to stand up and say, hey, stop it. You're making this person feel quite humiliated, or you're making this person feel quite depressed.
Yeah.
So stop your behaviour because it's having an impact on them. And I guess the third approach is by having, depending on how serious the bullying is, to have an external organisation like a foundation or even like ours, or even getting in, having police involved or other sort of referral partners, from the school coordinator to the principal. In a workplace, obviously, it would be the HR department. So, but the problem is, I don't think a lot of people actually know how to resolve the issue. I think a lot of Australians are quite ignorant and think it's not going to happen to me. But remember, bullying happens to 1 in 5 of us, and everyone's has been through it. And we as a foundation believe no one deserves to go through any form of bullying, whether it's at work or at home or at school. That sinking feeling of not wanting to go to work or school is something that we want to stop.
Okay, well, thank you for your time, Oscar. We really appreciate it. If you want more information on Bully Zero, please go to the Couch website at thecouch.com.au. Back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much. Oscar, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Oscar, just before you go, I know you had a fantastic fundraiser a few weeks ago and you did really well.
Yeah, we did really well. We raised just on $270,000, so that was a fantastic event.
Well done, and we're really happy. We'll give you a round of applause in the studio. You do an amazing job. You're supported by state and federal governments, and you're supported by us here in WA. Well done. Thanks for talking to us today.
My pleasure.
And,
Thank you.
And good luck with the soccer.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well done.
Okay, bye. Bye.
That's
Thank you.
What a great guy. And
Thank
he's
you.
actually...
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. You can go now, Oscar. Thank you. And he lives in Pascoe Vale, I believe he said, and that's in Victoria. So well done with that. Now, do you find a lot of kids at your school get bullied and stuff like that?
Well, my school has a very strong stance on bullying, so we don't get much of it. But if in a situation where someone is getting bullied, I don't think many of us would know what to do.
Yeah, and now do you think this organisation, Bully Free Foundation, does a great job?
Yes.
You're going to go out, promote it to all the kids. It's really important, isn't it, with social media the way it is.
Yeah.
Kids just don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Well done. Look forward to your next segment.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. That's Ani K, everybody. Time to give away something beautiful. It's called a $50 voucher thanks to Faster Pasta. There it is. If you would like to win that $50 voucher, it is very, very simple. All you have to do is put the code word Faster Pasta. It's on screen right now. Faster Pasta. Spell it that way. Put your name and address on an SMS. That's your full name, your full address. It needs to be your real name and address too. And all you have to do is send it to 0439 929 929. That's 0439 929 929. And heaps of people are winning these every week. $50 vouchers. It probably feeds 2 people or one of me if I have dessert. No, it's a great service, and Faster Pasta doing some great things, and Fresh is their middle name. Please support them because they support us here on the couch. Somebody else that supports us a lot is fantastic charities and community groups. We've got one today called Teach, Learn, Grow. To talk to them is our very own Neesha. Over to you.
Thank you, Fred. And keeping with the theme of education, which is so important in the community, I'm pleased to invite and enjoy the company of Luisa from Teach, Learn, Grow. You're the Chief Executive Officer. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us a bit about Teach, Learn, Grow and what you do.
Yeah, we're a not-for-profit. We provide free tutoring and mentoring for children, disadvantaged children in rural WA. And we do this by sending teams of volunteers out into the community to provide one-on-one tutoring in different schools out in rural areas.
That's wonderful. So you're volunteer-based. Everyone that goes to the schools are volunteers.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. So tell us about the volunteer experience when they go out.
Sure. Well, we get about 500 volunteers apply for the program and we take 220 out. And we'll go to about 13 schools and we place one volunteer for 2 students and they spend a week there and they stay in the school, they sleep in school halls and school libraries. They're all uni students and they'll work one-on-one with those children. So they don't only do tutoring, they'll do mentoring and inspiring those children to reach their full potential.
So it's quite a selective process, isn't it then?
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got a team of about 40 executive volunteers and they will plan all of the logistics for the program, including all of the recruitment for those volunteers going out into community.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now tell us a bit about how the program or the non-for-profit organisation now came together.
Sure. We were founded by David Sherwood and Travis Elliott. They were Bunbury students themselves and I think while they were travelling they were discussing how great it would be to inspire children to have the same opportunities as them. Dave is a Rhodes Scholar, he's in Oxford at the moment.
Oh, fantastic.
And they took about 13 of their friends out into a school called Three Springs. This was almost 4 years ago. And those 13 friends put together some numeracy and literacy tutoring for those children. And from there it grew into a not-for-profit. They established a board, registered us as a charity, and we now go to 13 schools, 220 volunteers, volunteer run. We've also got a tutoring centre that is fee for service in Perth and helps us sustain our organisation.
That's wonderful. Now, importantly as well, when you decide on the schools that you go to, there is a process, isn't there? You do target certain schools.
Sure. We actually target schools with a low ICSEA rating or index. That's an index that shows educational disadvantage and also schools with low attendance. So many of those schools have children who don't come to school very often, maybe once every fortnight, once a month, sometimes once a term. So we target those schools to encourage those children to come to school and then catch them up in those numeracy areas so that they encourage to stay in school and keep learning.
Wonderful. Now, what do you have quickly planned for the future for TLG?
Sure. We're planning to get bigger and bigger. So, you know, we're at 13 or 14 schools at the moment. We'd love to go out to more schools in rural WA. Our tutoring centre at the moment is working with Ronald McDonald House.
Wonderful.
So we've partnered with them to deliver tutoring in Perth and that will potentially allow us to go national with our program. We've got a great model that will allow us to go to different universities all over Australia and reach more communities.
That's wonderful, Louisa. Great work, and we look forward to hopefully having you, I'm sure, on the couch again to talk more about the programs and the volunteers.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, look, keep in touch.
We'll do. Thank you.
Okay, well, if you want more information as well, you can find that on thecouch.com.au, or Google is our friend, so make sure you look up Teach, Learn, Grow. But for now, back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much, and you've taught me a lot, and I've grown and I've learnt, and I believe I need to go to a break. I've been told I've done it so well. We need to take a break, because coming up after the break, we're going to do some more learning here on the couch. We're going to talk about WASTV and Olivia Newton-John. You're the one that I want, after the break.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
Hello, I'm Faerie Cara. Welcome welcome to Groat Street Festival. We're here today with a whole community of people from the northern suburbs of Perth. We've come together for a community fair that's teaching people about sustainability. It's a big word. It means looking after the environment as much as you can. We've got groups doing hula hooping workshops, gardening workshops, presentations, and this whole event has been built by local community. But we've had over 3,000 people here today, so we really hope next year you can come on down and join us for Groat Street Festival in Perth.
And thank you very much to Liam Kyle, our director, and of course to Cara for doing that for us last week, of course, which was a great show. And please check out Cara's website to get involved with more events that she's holding and participating in. And I'm sure the Groat Street Festival will be back again next year, but all the messages will be there for a very long time. So please get involved. Okay. WASTV are also great people. I was very privileged to be one of the judges a couple of weeks ago at their Youth Film Awards, which was very exciting. And we're going to have them on the show next week, so I'm really excited about that. Neesha's going to be talking to them next week. But if you haven't heard about WASTV and want to do a bit of research or maybe get involved with them, this is who they are.
This is Amy. Amy is a nice person. Amy wants to make the world a better place, to help those in need, and give a voice to those who have none. But there is too much to be done, and not enough time, nor money, and Amy is all alone. The end. But wait! Who's this? This is Jack. Jack doesn't do much. He goes through his ordinary, boring daily routine, wondering what he is doing with his life.
I'm not doing with my life.
He can make a difference.
I can.
But he can't see how. But what if Amy met Jack? What if Amy met a lot of Jacks? Something amazing could happen. All of a sudden there is time, there is energy, there is hope for change. But you can't run an organisation on just hope and time.
Hi. Yeah. Hi.
Amy doesn't have the money to make this work. If only someone would help her.
Here ends the story.
These are the sponsors. They want to make a difference too, but they don't have the time to. What if Amy meets the sponsors, and the sponsors meet Amy? Amy convinces the sponsors that she's onto something amazing, and she has the people to back it up. The sponsors like the sound of this, and now they can change the world. But pause for a second and think about how often the sponsors don't help Amy, and how many times Amy doesn't meet Jack, and how much better the world could be if they met more often.
And cut!
WASTV makes it happen by making high-quality promotional videos for non-profit and charity organisations free of charge. We help take care of finding Jack and the sponsors so you can get on with the job of making the world better. To find out more, visit wastv.org.au or find us on YouTube or Facebook. And don't forget, we're always looking for Jacks of our own. If you want to join the crew and get trained in film and marketing for free, get in touch.
Lights, camera,
Volunteer.
They do an amazing job, and Hannah and Michael will be in next week to talk to Neesha. So please support them because they do a great job. And if you've got a commercial, an ad that you need made, you know how many thousands of dollars they cost. These kids will actually make it for you for free as they're using it for training. So please contact them, WASTV, it's on screen right now, and have a chat to them. Okay, somebody else that we're going to chat to is a lady who's been on the show many times, Alix Jordan. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you very much, Fred.
Now, we're sort of channeling Olivia Newton-John through you at the moment.
That's right, yes.
What's happening with that? You're doing a great show coming up
Yes,
next week.
yes, that's right. It starts next week. It's an Olivia Newton-John Tribute Show. And I don't believe Olivia Newton-John has ever been done as a tribute before, so I'm a little bit excited about that aspect. And
It's
of course,
called You're the One That I Want.
Yes.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. So what made you do Olivia Newton-John?
I basically taught myself to sing by listening to Olivia's records and tapes, showing my age as a young girl. And I just always imagined myself playing Olivia at some point in my life.
Yep.
And
So you
then,
obviously love the music of Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
She's a great Australian, isn't she?
Great Australian.
And I've heard that her and John Farnham,
Yes.
Johnny Farnham, are coming back and doing some concerts around Australia, and I think they're doing one in here in Perth as well.
Yes.
So this will probably tap in quite well to that. You're doing
Exactly.
a bit of promotion for her, and she's doing a bit of promotion for you.
Yeah, it's great that way, isn't it?
So what can we expect to see on the show? Because it's happening on the 8th of November.
That's right, yes. I cover 5 of Olivia's iconic looks. We start off with a 70s look, because she had 7 consecutive #1 hits in the 70s.
We're actually watching you performing one on the couch. Is that you there, or Olivia?
Yes, yes, that's me with my cast.
It's an amazing cast. How many people are involved?
There's myself plus 4,
Yep.
2 girls and 2 guys.
Yep.
And that way we get to do the Grease numbers like Summer Nights and You're the One That I Want.
How did you bring them all together? Did you already know them as artists, or did you have to sort of interview them and, audition them?
Yeah, I knew one of them, and she knew one of the guys, and then she knew one of the other guys. Lee came through another contact that I had.
So did you all have to gel together? Because Olivia Newton-John music is very special, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Look, our voices blend just beautifully, and I'm just lucky that these guys are quality vocalists. So, it comes together really well.
Where is the show going to be held?
It's going to be held at Rigby's Bar and Grill, which is
Awesome
in the city.
venue.
Yeah.
And that's on the 8th of November. How much are the tickets?
You can get show-only tickets for $30, but it's a 3-course meal and show for
heard
just
about
$45.
that. $45?
That's a steal.
Oh, come on. Is it just a Whopper from Hungry Jack's for $45? Come on. What do you get for 15?
courses.
3 courses of
Look,
burgers.
to be honest, I haven't looked into the food because I won't be eating. If I'm going to be wearing that outfit,
I'm not
Fred,
interested either. But maybe if you can get back to
I'm
it.
not going to be eating the meal.
No, look, Rigby's have got, they're standard meals, but they're actually quite good meals. And for $15,
I believe so.
Does it include any Coke or drinks or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. I think
You have to
that'll
buy
be
your own.
bar
You can't be a
prices.
complete tight ass. You're going to get a
right.
fantastic show. Let's recap. You're going to do
Okay.
5 numbers.
5 looks. So
5 different looks?
5 different looks.
You're gonna get
so
physical?
70s, of course. Gotta get
Let's
physical.
Physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else?
Then we've got Xanadu.
Yep.
So that's like the white ethereal goddess type. That's a great number. Should see our choreo. The choreo's
Oh,
great.
good choreography.
Yes, yes. In
Who
for
did
a bit
all
of a
that?
treat.
You?
I did the
Oh,
choreo.
you're wonderful. What's the third one?
That was the third one,
Oh,
Xanadu.
So the first one was
70s.
70, which is, what's the song from the 70s?
Let me be there
In your morning, let me be there in your night. Okay, 80s.
80s physical.
Let's
Make a move
get
on me.
physical. I wanna get physical. Let me hear your body's talk. Thank you.
Very good.
And 90s?
90s.
Nothing.
Don't think we.
What's the next one? What's the next
The
song?
next look is Good Sandy.
What's Good Sandy?
Hopelessly devoted.
Hopelessly devoted to you. No, 1 minute, or you're saying don't sing? Oh, he's telling me 1 minute. I'm thinking don't sing. He's waving his finger. I thought I'm not that bad, surely.
No,
Thanks,
not
Tony.
bad at all.
That used to be our floor manager. He's leaving this week. He's going to go. He wants a part in the theatre.
Right.
And what else have we got? Another look? That
We
was 4?
have, of course, the.
Is that the one that I want look? Is that the grease look?
They call it Bad Sandy in some
Really?
of the. Yes.
Summer lovin'.
No, that's Good Sandy.
That's Good Sandy.
That's Good
How
Sandy.
do I know which one's bad? Give me a bad Sandy.
You're the one I want. You are the one I want.
The one I need.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yes,
indeed.
indeed.
Oh, I should join you on this. I could be the vehicle. Okay, let's recap. The show's going to be on the 8th of November at
That's
Rigby's
right.
Bar.
Rigby's Bar and Grill, 221 St George's Terrace
Yep,
in
I think
the city.
we've got a brochure on screen that will show all the info there. There you go. All the details are available from that website,
Yes.
which is, do you want to call it out?
rigbysbar.com.au.
And the tickets are $20 if you want a show, $30 if you want a show only.
Yes.
But $45, have I got this right? If you
Yes.
want a 3-course meal and a show. That makes people stay if you get the meal, because you haven't had your meal, you have to watch the whole show. Good idea.
Yes.
Tickets are available online, or do they have
That's
to?
right.
And can they buy them at the door on the night or not? Or you prefer people to buy them beforehand?
That's a good point. I guess if they
Buy them
sell
now.
out, you won't be
Yeah.
able to get them on the door.
There's only one show.
You can ring or buy them online. At this stage, it's just the one show.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for being on the show today.
My pleasure.
Would you like to sing me a little bit of one of my favourite numbers?
Which one
I'll
is
let
it?
you pick it. You tell me which is your favourite number.
Well, hopelessly devoted.
Okay.
It's just.
I'll count you in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know where to start. Should I start with the chorus or with the verse?
Hopelessly
So that's with the
devoted.
chorus. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you.
Oh, she sings better than that. Fantastic. Thank you very much for being on the show today. We look forward to seeing the Olivia Newton-John Tribute Show.
Great.
You're the one that I want. It's going to be at Rigby's on the 8th of November. For more details, please check out the Couch website as well, thecouch.com.au, and you have a link there for Alix Jordan. She's doing a great job. But don't forget, what were you saying, Tony? No, yes, we are. Thank you very much. But if you missed any of that because Tony interrupted me, you could always get the information by looking at this.
If you're looking for more info on anything you've seen on today's show, head to thecouch.com.au. It's where you'll find all the links for our guests, plus clips from the show, backstage photos, and even exclusive movie reviews. You can also sign up as a Couchie and be part of our competitions, including Spin It to Win It. New Zealand viewers, that's open to you too. So jump online and check it out now. thecouch.com.au. This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
Well, welcome back to The Couch here on Aurora Television around Australia. We've got a fantastic event coming up very, very soon here in Western Australia. It's a fantastic festival. And to speak to this great guy about this great festival that's coming up in Fremantle is our very own great Neesha Seth.
Why, thank you, Fred. That's a very nice introduction. Greg is the Festival Director of Over the Fence. Welcome.
Hey, thanks. Thank you.
Now, Over the Fence, I believe, is in its 17th edition.
Correct.
So tell us about Over the Fence and
kind of history.
Yeah, a little bit of history.
Okay. Look, we created it. Phil Jen Kane and I created it in 1995 when we both came out of university. I came out of Murdoch. He came out of a whole string of universities. And he was a great comedy filmmaker, and I had made my first comedy filmmaker after being what I consider a portentous filmmaker for way too long.
Portentous. Explain to the audience what portentous is.
Portentous is part important, but mostly pretentious, and I was certainly that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's an insight for things to come. All right.
Yes, we dove into the mind.
So Over the Fence really had some strong origins back in 1996.
Yeah, well, it was basically set up for my film to be screened and Phil's films to be screened. But what we decided was that we should expand it and bring in other uni films and create a festival.
Great.
So we did. My film fell out because everything else was way better than my film.
Oh, come on, I'm sure it was okay.
I was okay. It was really just okay. That's part of the pretentiousness. But then we did 3 years of screening only West Australian films.
Okay.
And it wasn't until 1998 that we, after huge amounts of pressure from filmmakers right around the country, opened it up to national filmmakers. And now we're international films.
Now, I have to ask you, what is comedy? Because, you know, it is a comedy festival and some people might be going, oh, what do I expect?
Yeah. Most people expect out of comedy something that's a laugh-a-thon, okay? Our festival, we actually have a particular definition of comedy, and that is a film that is driven by or ultimately concludes in an excellent sense of humour. And that way we have this huge canvas to draw upon. And we really bring films that speak about huge subjects and do it with an excellent sense of humour.
Great. So very quickly, what's the process when somebody enters over the fence?
It's a huge process. This year we had 158 films to select from. And out of that, we reduced it down to 215 minutes of excellent material, and we had to cram it all into a finite spectrum that we do have, which is 103 minutes. So a lot of films just should have been in there, didn't get in there, but next year.
Well, it's a bit like this segment because it's just going too fast. There's so much I want to ask you, but let's find out, what website do we go to as an audience, to find out more?
Overthefence.com.au.
Look, congratulations as the festival director, because being in its 17th edition, it must be very successful. So our audience want to know more about buying tickets. Any other key steps they need to take?
Yes, go to the website. It has all the details there. Our screenings are next weekend, the 1st and 2nd of November, we open, and then we're on national tour and international tour in July.
Wonderful,
Going
my
back to
how
the
it's
UK.
great. Well, look, thank you so much for
Hey,
joining
thank
us on the couch. I'm sure you'll come back again next year or for your next event, because you'll be travelling around the globe. But if you missed anything else, you can go on thecouch.com.au for more of those dates. Back to you now, Fred.
Thank you, Neesha, and thank you very much for coming in today, Greg. And we'd love to maybe have some of those movies on the show later. I know we've run out of time. We've got a wonderful young performer coming up. Thank you there. It's on the screen, facebook.com.au, The Couch. Don't forget to check out our Facebook pages and also Twitter, and like us as well, because we'd love to have your input there. Now, next week, another big show, but today we're going to end it with a great guy called Sacha Tostevin, and he's going to sing a great song called... No, that's not the great... Oh, yes, it is. It's all so quiet. I thought they wanted me to shut up. It's all so quiet. See you next week, Australia. See you next week, New Zealand. And thanks to all the crew for working hard today. Bye-bye.
It's oh so quiet. It's oh so still. You're all alone. And so peaceful until you fall in love. Zing boom, the sky up above. Zing boom is caving in. Wow, bam! You've never been so nuts about a girl. You wanna laugh, you wanna cry, you cross your heart and hope to die till it's over. And then it's nice and quiet. But soon again starts another big riot. You blow a fuse, zing boom, the devil cuts loose. Zing boom, you've blown the fuse. Wow, bam, falling in love. It's oh so quiet. It's oh so still. You're all alone and so peaceful until you ring the bell. Bam, bam, you shout and you yell. Oh, you've broken the spell. Wow, bam, gee, this is swell. You almost have a fit. This girl is gorgeous. I got here. There's no mistaking. This is it. Till it's over. And then it's nice and quiet. Shh. But soon again. Shh. It's another big riot. You blow off fuse. Bam, bam. The devil cuts loose. Bam, bam. So what's the use? Wow! Bam! I'm falling in love. The sky caves in. The devil cuts loose. You blow, 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 blow a fuse. Ah! When you fall in love.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.